Good evening, folks, and welcome to the 6 o'clock news on SBYnews.com. Of course, this is our special edition where we're introducing and interviewing the candidates from around the state and local municipalities. With me today is Ms. Sharee Hughes. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Good to see you again. Sharee, why are you running again?
Well, Joe, I'm actually running again simply because I feel like there's more work to be done. And I think that I can accomplish and continue to foster relationships with the citizens, to really go out and hear what they have to say and how we can improve our county. Made that a main point. I say that because I don't only want to bring my thoughts to the table, but I want to bring each and every person's thoughts to the table in some form or fashion. Through the community meetings that I've been holding since I've taken office, I find them to be very beneficial because although I represent a district that is very diverse, I may not have everyone's thoughts on a particular issue. And I found that either calling them or seeing them face to face and really understanding how they feel and how they're being affected by some proposed laws or some proposed policies, it's been beneficial because I was able to bring that to my counterparts, to the members of the council, to say this happened in this community and this is why we need to really look at a particular issue. And I feel as though I've been serving as a liaison to the citizens and to the county government, and it's been beneficial, it's been effective, and I feel as though that I can continue to do that. The way you get a lot of things done in government, because I've been in government pretty much in my entire career, is through fostering relationships. May not agree with everybody, but just certainly can make a difference by going out and getting those resources, going to the federal level, the state level, and speaking with other persons that can make it happen for your community. So I can continue to do that.
Very good. I've been to some of your meetings and they're enjoyable, and I'm glad you hold them, by the way. Just my personal opinion. Why should the voters support you over your opponent?
I guess just to expound upon what I've just said recently, it has taken time to foster relationships with persons. I know going in, personally, I was up against the fact that I was a young candidate. That was 4 years ago. I said, you know, I need to get the word out and let people know that I am qualified. I've gone to a four-year institution to study in a specific area. I've been a part of many numerous organizations in the community, American Legion, the Chipman Cultural Center, and the list goes on. And then in my professional career, I've worked at the state, the city level, and the county level prior to even becoming an elected official. And the one level I haven't been to is the federal. One day I might get there. But I'm just wanting to let everyone know that I still believe there's still more work to be done, and I can certainly accomplish that task. And people really take hold of that and they respect that, and I think they can say and they can attest to the fact that I think I'm fair, I do my research, and I would like to continue to serve the citizens of District 1 and the entire county.
Great. During the last 4 years, County Executive Rick Pollitt has repeatedly called for the end to the revenue cap. Do you favor a repeal of the revenue cap? If not, how do you propose to continue providing services such as public education and public safety?
With regards to the revenue cap, certainly I believe, and I think persons have heard me say this many times, that I believe some modification to the revenue cap needs to occur. Before taking office, certainly I can probably speak for several citizens that not understanding the whole framework and understanding how it all works. But by now being on the side of the table and making decisions and really seeing our limitations in funding, and I think the revenue cap is a part of it. I won't say it's the entire component, because we are facing economic challenges right now. So to that end, looking at some of the ways where the revenue cap has affected us, I would say personally, yes, I would seek to see modifications to it. Certainly it's important to know that our citizens can only take on so much and can afford to take on so much. I'm one of them. I'm young, starting out with children, and you know, the whole nine. So at this point, personally, yes, I feel as though some modifications need to be done to it. I think we certainly need to look at our public education and our safety, public safety. Those are huge entities that the majority of our funding goes to, and rightfully so, because we need to educate our young people. We need to ensure that they have the quality of life that we have benefited from, or our lives have certainly benefited from for about 30 years. And so it's very important that we look at the modifying the revenue cap. I think with the county executives economic forecast committee, we need to really truly look at that wholeheartedly, not just as a county executive position, but as a county council and as a community, and really bring some good ideas to the table and figure out how we can go beyond these challenges that we're experiencing right now financially.
Okay. Several members of the current council, along with county executives, support stripping our county farmers of their property rights by taking away their ability to develop their land. Do you support this? If so, how do you plan on compensating farmers for their lost property rights?
District 1 is certainly comprised of many farmers, and so when this issue was brought before us, I must say that I believe everything happens for a reason, and by that, that vote not going any further and really failing, I want to say I think it was for a good thing, a good reason.
Good.
And I'm going to say that for a couple of points. Of course, if you may not have known that I was in support that particular day in making that decision to move it forward.
Right,
because
right.
I felt as though some preservation and the programs that we have in place needed to be protected. I have people in District 1 and their families, they've benefited from the state or the local agriculture land use program that compensated farmers. So I had some that benefited from it, some that were opposed to it. I said a while ago that I'm glad that it failed because I felt as though, and I still feel today, that more homework needs to be done.
Good.
Because the research and really understanding how it affects everybody as a whole is important. That our agriculture community, they are the crutch of this community. I mean,
Right.
This is where we have the opportunity to go to the farms on Harcum Farms. I said that comes to my mind because I had the soybeans sitting on my kitchen counter. My little boy went there and got that. So I don't want to specifically say that there's a strategy in place to compensate farmers because I wouldn't be telling the truth.
Right.
I've looked at other entities that have looked at compensating through the TDR program and all of those entities, but there's still homework that needs to be done. There may be tax credits. I think you've already heard of that. But I believe that we collectively need to value the farmers enough for each of us that sits on whatever side of the fence or whatever side of the table. We need to have that conversation, that dialogue to ensure that we're not going to devalue these people's property.
Good. Okay. In your opinion, what are the greatest challenges facing Wicomico County, and how do you believe that you can help solve those problems if reelected, I should say?
Sure. Some of the challenges I certainly believe is the fact that we need some businesses to return to our community that look like Campbell Soup, that look like Wing Dresser. Some of those entities that provided sustainable living wages. I know oftentimes when I travel to different places, I use that as an opportunity to inquire, would this particular business be suitable for our community? But what I do believe, and I think that is a key component to the fact that crime and of course affordable housing, all of those things kind of play into it on a daily and a regular basis because this is what people need to sustain their lives. In saying that, I believe that we need to support our community colleges, our Salisbury University, University of Maryland Eastern Shore. They just received a grant of about $2 million to continue to do additional research and assist businesses to have programs like the restaurant program or something to that nature, so young people can get educated, on-the-job training. That should ensure businesses to say, hey, we've got a market here, that people are knowledgeable, they're getting the on-the-job training, less work for us to do as a business because they're already trained. And so I think we need to tap into that as a resource. We as a community and as a council person, I would like to have a roundtable discussion with the university, the economic forecast persons, and all of those industries, and really bring everybody together and really look how we can move this county forward.
Well, it's positive thinking. Sharee, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
we really
you.
appreciate it. We appreciate the work you've done so far and uniting with your constituents in your district. Like I said, I've been there. I've enjoyed it. It was an outreach that we hadn't seen much of in the past, and we appreciate that.
Well, thank you, and thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Folks, you have a good night. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Thanks for your support. Good night.